So my therapist asked if I've been having any paranoid thoughts lately. Yeah, as if I'm going to tell that CIA son of a bitch anything. No. I'm a little bit concerned about the first two guys in the Superman spotting sequence. By that I mean first the guy who goes, "Look, up in the sky, it's a bird!" Because, like, Metropolis is a city, you know? He's got to be doing that all day. It's got to be like, "Look, up in the sky, it's a bird! Look, up in the sky, it's another bird!" But, like, a bird guy alone will not fully ruin your public transportation experience. No, that is a job for plane guy. And we all know plane guy. Plane guy is the guy who sees the guy yelling at birds and says, "Nah, I can't stand for this. I gotta correct bird guy. I gotta let bird guy know what's what." Says, "You idiot, that's not a bird, it's a plane." First of all, let him be wrong. I mean, my God, and then to be wrong yourself when Superman guy comes in, you know, and if you're Superman guy, you see Superman flying around, you should let people know. Buildings are about to start falling on their heads. You know? Superman guy is a hero, but the thing is, plane guy thinks he's Superman guy. As a matter of fact, plane guy will never not believe that he is Superman guy. You know, and the reason I know this, I didn't want to have to admit this to you all, but I am myself a recovering plane guy. I've been taking it one day at a time. I got my 30-day chip. I get tested sometimes. The other day I was talking to a guy about how after FDR died in the middle of his fourth term, the Congress stepped in and put term limits on presidents. And he says to me, "Actually, that was Teddy Roosevelt." And I felt it welling up in my chest, it's a plane! But I didn't. No, I allowed him to be wrong. Yes, I was so proud of myself. I mean, technically what I said was, "Well, you're welcome to look it up." Which is maybe a little bit less personal growth as it is like learning a little bit of passive aggressiveness. But, you know, the first step is admitting that you have a problem. So I think I'm doing well. Anyway, I don't know. When I was 23 years old, I met a girl at a Chinese restaurant. I got her phone number. I'm texting her for a while. You know, I'm like, "Hey, we should get a beer together." And she goes, "Oh, I'm 16. And I go, "Wow!" But I'm glad that I did. But you know, then after that, every time I go out on a date, the first thing I want to do, I want to buy you a drink. And women think I'm trying to get them drunk. No, I'm being responsible. You know? No, yeah, exactly. But now I'm 33 years old. I'm getting to the point where just because you're old enough to drink legally in a bar doesn't necessarily mean it isn't a little bit creepy for me to be dating you. So now whenever I'm out on a first date, I'll just work it into, because there's you know, women who are now out here drinking, probably in this room, who were not born on 9/11. So now whenever I'm out on a first date, I'll just work it into conversation. I'll be like, "Hey, where were you on 9/11? Because especially if your prospective significant other was involved, you gotta learn that up front, you know? You don't want to be 5 years in and you start to have the "where were you on 9/11 conversation," and she goes, "Oh, I was operating a hologram projector in downtown Manhattan." You know, no, that's my type, is women who are of questionable legal age and senior State Department officials. Those are my two types. It's tough dating because, like, you know, like now people, millennial women will talk about their mental health the way that truck guys talk about the features on their trucks, you know? Like, "I got the anxiety, lifted. I got the catalytic self-esteem converter got stolen, so now it only runs on external validation. This over here is something my gym teacher did to me in high school. They only made 8 of these." Anyway, my phone is spying on me all the time. I hate it. It's getting to the point where I can't even make an innocent joke about bombing a federal building without getting these targeted ads for ammonium nitrate.